Right, so here you can see the border properties. So in this border, so the border for this paragraph you can see on the bottom of the paragraph. And this example you can see the border. So border, we have the border, but you can see the difference between the first one and the third one. The first one, there's no radius for the corners. So this is the top right corner. This is the bottom right corner. This is the left bottom and top left top or top left corner. So four corners, there's no radius, but here you can see a radius. So there's a curve here. So there is a different border. So we have the border, but the radius, we have the radius. And this one, in this example, we have a border only for the left side, but thickness is different. So here we have the small thickness comparing to these three, we have more thickness of this. And also we have the background color. So for this kind of purpose, we can give some borders and we can give the colors for these borders. We can ignore the borders for some site. So basically HTML, we have the border, so we can define the border for specific places. So this is the left side, so here you can see left, this is top, here we have the right, here we have bottom. So the border we can apply for any four sides, so we can apply for all sides with the same color. So when we are discussing the border style, so here you can see the border style is solid. So we can use some other style. So there are some other properties for these values. So when we call the border styles, that specify the styles. So these are the values we can give. Like when we call the color, so we can give red or yellow or whatever it is. So we have the list of colors we can give like that. For this border style, we can give these list of colors. So if we don't want the curved border, we can ignore none. So basically HTML. So if we use none, that style will be hidden. So there is no style. So normally we can use dot dot dash, solid, double. So this kind of styles we can give. So first we will see for the style for the paragraph. So in the paragraph, so we can give the style. Right. So first we will define some border. So I just start here. We already have a CSS style. So we already have the file here for view, or else we will create a new file. So I just name border.html. So just copy the things. We have to close the HTML. Right, so main.css. So here I need to write. So I already have the main.css. So for here, first I want to write the style for the heading. So the first heading I want to have the border. So this heading, each one. So the best way, I just put a class border. So this is the class I can. So I just initialize class border. Then we have to define the style. Border. So that is 2 pixels of thickness. So here, then we have to give the style. which styles. So then we have to give the color. So that is red. So the examples, we will see the preview. See, this is the preview because we already have the colors. So I just ignore the color. So the heading one, we already have the font size and the colors and the alignment. So based on this property, so we now added the class for that one. So that is additional property. So it already element have the color. So now we create a border. So you can see the border. So if you want to add the border, so for the left side, so the border, if you give the border, it will have the border for all the places. So I can give another class border as left. So this is my class. So I just call border left. So 2 pixels, you can install it. And I just give them value 2. So this is same setup. So first we have to give the line width or thickness. So this is the pixels, 2 pixels. Then we have to give the style, space, style. So then we have to give the color of the border. So this is the border length. So I just add another this could be the previous one. So here I just paste. Instead of ID, I want to use the class border left. So this is the class. So you can see there's a left color border. So I just give some. I want to give a better thickness. So more thickness. So it's 10 pixels. See, now it's better. And also for this border left, I want to give a background color. Dark green. Now it's better. So this is the way we can give the border. So we can give instead of border left, we can give border right, border top. So if you want to give border left and border right, so we can define again border right. So then take it and it's a solid red. So same left. You can see left. You can give border top. Border top. And yes. Good. Fill. So this is the fill outcomes. Border bottom. 10 pixels. Will add a different style. Yes. And double. can see we have a 4 side of borders, but each borders we have a different style and different colors. So same technique you can use. You can define a class and you can call that class. So that will give the property here. So that will call the for example border left I call here. So that border left will have the border left we already have the property, so that property will reflect there. So this is easiest way we can define. So in the border you can see when we see in the preview, so there is no spaces in between border and the content. So there is no space. So this is the border. Next to the border we have the content. So I need a space between the content and the border. So that is the padding. So padding give the space. So if you have the element here, so this is the pad. If you have the element here, so we can give the padding. So for this example, they give it the padding for 4 sides. So what are the sides? Left, right, top, and bottom. So the 4 sides they have the same padding. So there is white space. The padding means that simply a white space. So the padding we can generate space around the elements for content. So inside the border, so you have to think that padding will be added to the inside the border. So if you have the element, so between the border element and the border there is a space. So how much of space we want, we can give the padding. So there is a pad. So padding also we can use. So like previously the border property also we discussed. So we can simply, if you call the border, it will add all the 4 sides have the same color and same style. But if you want to separate the sizes and the colors and the styles, you can call border left, border right, border top, border bottom. So like that. If you want to have the same size of padding, you can call padding. If you want to specify the top, right, and bottom, so you can call one by one. So that is the idea. So first we will call the padding. So I have the border. So for this class, I add the pad. So border class we already have. So for this one, I have a padding. So I put same pixel 70. So this will reflect only for that kit. So padding. Now you can see top, left, right, bottom have the same size of white space. But the second paragraph we will add a separate padding. So the padding left, padding right. So like padding left, I put padding left 10 pixels. Padding top 20 pixels. Padding right 30 pixels. Then padding bottom. Padding bottom 40 pixels. So now we have this different sizes white spaces for this paragraph. Here you can see 10, 20, 30 and 40. So like that you can give. So if you don't want these paddings for this paragraph, I just comment out. So for the shortcut, Ctrl and /. So here. So if you want to ignore the property, if you want to ignore this property when you call the HTML, so you can use / and asterisk. So this is a comment, multi-line comment. / asterisk. Then again we have to call asterisk and /. So these 3 lines will never have the that HTML never render that 3 CSS properties. So now you can see only left side have the property. So that value is here. Like that you can give the comment. So this is the padding. So the padding and the border So that this is a sort property. Sort where we can call for four-side, what is the value, padding, what is the value, and the border we can call, and the padding also we can separately call for the four sides. So this is the idea about the pad. So the padding, without having the padding, when we design the HTML page, that maybe look not look very not the attractive one. So here you can see. So in the menu, so when they design, so they have some spaces between the next nearby menus. So for example, here you can see CSS and JavaScript. So here you can see there are spaces. There's a space. How they put the padding of this CSS and JavaScript element. So they put the pad. Next one is the margin. The margin, again we have the white space like a word when you work with a word. So if you put the margin, the margin never print on the, so the non-printable area. So when you work, if you put the margin, so that the content narrowed. So in that space only you can work. Like that margin, we can give that margin after that. So here we have the border, so margin will put here. So after the border. So that's the idea. But padding will put inside the border, margin will put the outside the border. So that is right. So in the element we have around outside we have the CSS margin. So the margin is the same name. We can call margin top, right, bottom, left, or else we can call margin. So margin it automatically have top, right, bottom, and left. So for example, for this preview, if I want to have this paragraph need to be here. So somewhere here we have to start. So we have to give the margin left. So we have to move from left side. So for this border left, I just give the margin left. Margin left, I put 100 pixels. So now this paragraph will move up to here. This is right. So we can move the paragraph by using the white space. But here we cannot put any content. So there is a white space outside the border. But padding is the white space inside the border. That is right. I think you will understand for this example. So like that you can pick margin. So overview. So overview of this design. So like this. So when we have the content, so this is our content. So the content, first we discuss the border. So inside the border we have the padding. So in between content and border we have the padding. Outside the border we have the margin. So this is the overview. So like this is like a box model. So the HTML we are using a box model to design our content. So for example, if you think this is a CSS, we have a padding and we have a margin. Based on our design, we can use. If you want to move from something from their place to other place, so if you want to move the content, we can use the margin. If you want to give some spaces between, we can use the pad. Based on our current design, we can use either padding or border or margin. So this is the overview of today's lessons. So next class we will discuss other topic, text and font. So thank you.